Hello folks, Neil here and welcome to IWALVG Finds episode number 36. Well, I'm finally going to do it. I'm finally going to share with you guys where I've gotten some of the best deals I've had in the past year. The place where I got Half-Life, Marvel vs. Capcom, and Pocket Fighter. Our first stop of the week is a little store called Second and Charles. Second and Charles is a secondhand shop that has all kinds of cool stuff, from LPs and CDs to a variety of books, toys, collectibles, and of course, video games. You can even trade in your old stuff for cash or credit. Today my wife and I brought up a box filled with old books and random items I've come across while dumpster diving, accessories, chargers, and game guides. They even have bins at the entrance filled with free items. These are usually overstock, pennied out items, or donations. See, GameStop? Why can't you do this? There's actually some cool stuff in here, including some old records by Simon and Garfunkel, Styx, and even the soundtrack to 2001: A Space Odyssey. I know quite a few LP collectors who'd probably want a few of these, so with them being free, I'm grabbing them for future trading. On to the games, and they have a lot of them. Everything from Atari 2600 to Xbox One, with the rarer and more popular items locked up in glass displays. Some of these prices are crap though. A gold Legend of Zelda for NES loose is not worth $25. And that's the one major issue I have with Second and Charles: their pricing. I know I said I've gotten some of my best deals here, and I have, but that's mainly because I had to dig for them. You see, they price their items based on their current trending values at the time they're traded in. So a copy of Resident Evil Director's Cut is put out for $15 in May, but is then put out for only $9 a month later. This Greatest Hits version of Killzone is $13, but after some digging, I came across a Black Label copy for only $4. So the prices can be good, but only if you're willing to take the time and search through the rows and rows of games. As I said, their pricing isn't all bad. Here are two complete in-box NES games, both for under $10. And they've got N-Gage games. I have never seen these out in the wild, not once. And there's a lot of them too. It's gotta be someone's entire collection. They've even got some amiibos, including the sought-after Silver Mario for Mario Party 10, and at $18 a piece, that's actually a little better than what you'll find on eBay or Amazon. But forget about silver, let's move on to gold, as in this gold card for the Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy, an unlicensed NES game by K-America. $18 isn't terrible, but it isn't great either. I hope my wife and I get some decent credit for our trade-ins. And we do! My wife grabbed 2 books, a toy for my son, and I got 5 LPs, Killzone for PS2, and Dizzy for the grand total of $0. Absolutely free. Now do you see why I like coming here? Everybody come and play. Throw every last care away. Let's go to the mall today. Ah yes, the Lego store. And here's the Pick-a-Brick wall where Herbie filled up his free holiday box last year. Into Barnes & Noble where books are overpriced, so I just take pictures of what I want and then order off of Amazon. The League of Regrettable Superheroes. There's actually a lot of interesting stuff in here about some of the weirdest characters from comics' golden age. The Art of He-Man and Masters of the Universe. Oh man, I've been wanting to get this. It's loaded with artwork spanning the show, the comics, the little golden books, and more. I mean, look at this art of Skeletor and Evelyn. Just look at it. The art used in other mediums was always worlds better than the show itself. If I had $40 on me, I'd have grabbed it. 2 of my favorite comic epics, ElfQuest and Jeff Smith's Bone. I highly recommend them both if you're a fantasy fan. Check out this Valve book featuring stories from the worlds of Portal, Left 4 Dead, and Team Fortress 2. I may have to buy this at some point, it looks pretty cool. I should buy the Secret Wars book before Cyclops and Thing are removed from the cover. You hear that, Cyclops? You belong to Fox now. Check out this awesome Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past graphic novel. It collects a serialized story from issues of Nintendo Power magazine printed throughout 1992. The artwork looks great, crisp, colorful, and vibrant. I definitely want this, but I don't have enough money on me, and it's about $7 cheaper on Amazon anyways. Another day, I suppose. Speaking of Zelda, they've got toys here too. Here's some mascot danglers, aka phone charms, and some gotcha miniature figures. I've got a few of these. For the $5 asking price, they're pretty good quality. Looks like this smart screen outside got pretty dumb. Flea market trip number 1, and it's pretty dead. The only table worth going to is one of the ones I frequent. Nothing really special here, so I only ended up getting NBA 2K12 and Resident Evil 5 for $4 a piece. I overpaid, I know. Yard sale season is in full swing, and on my way to work I stopped at a local church during one of theirs. Church yard sales are great for game chasing. Usually when a church is selling video games, they have no idea what they actually have. Some of the best stories I've ever heard about people picking up rare games have come from church sales. And looky what we have here, the Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard for $1. This goes for at least $30 loose on eBay. And here's a couple of loose Wii games, M&M's Racing, Disney Universe, and The Munchables, all for only $2 each. $7 total for some cheap Wii games and a hard-to-obtain Elder Scrolls title, not too shabby. Flea market trip number 2, and over at the toy lady's table I spot something out of the corner of my eye. What appears to be a generic zombie figure? Nope, this is actually a zombie straight from Resident Evil. $1 for this shambling foe? Sure, I'll pay that. Way back in our very first finds episode, I mentioned grabbing a Coleco Gemini. Well, this is the seller I bought it from. Today he's got a bunch of average PS2 games as well as a fat PS2 console. I have the Greatest Hits edition of Tekken Tag Tournament, but here's a black label version and it's in better shape than mine. $4 later, I've got an upgraded replacement. The young lady I bought Metroid Prime from last week is back with more stuff and oh man, a box full of NES games as well as the system. And inside the box, holy crap, a bunch of uncommon titles. Tiles of Fate, Ninja Gaiden 2, Indy and the Last Crusade. Now I'm getting nervous, because usually when a seller has everything in a box like this, they're trying to sell that box as a whole. But she recognizes me, and this is why it pays to get to know and be courteous to sellers that you frequently buy from, because she's letting me grab those 3 games plus Castle Quest for just $20. Honestly, that covers the Indiana Jones game alone. I immediately messaged a few of my friends, including Herbie, to come out to the market and see if they could grab a few deals from her too. A fantastic day at the flea market, and honestly a great week overall, bookended by not 1 but 2 uncommon, unlicensed NES games. I wonder what's in store for me next week. Pretty cool, huh? Hey, you can find cool stuff like this too, just remember to carry some extra cash on you, even if it's just $20. And if you come across a flea market or a swap meet or Goodwill or a pawn shop, pop in there and take a look around, because you never know what you'll find. Until next time, my name is Neil, and I will always love video games. Have a good one.